Hello, everyone. This is Ronnie Romero, and you are watching CMS TV.
From the Vice's release, that's Kick-Ass from Regina, Canada.
Vagina?
Regina, Canada.
Thought everybody was from Vagina at some point.
Exactly. From the Vice's release, it's the Heavy Metal Shuffle. And we got to know the Kick-Ass guys a little bit from Snake Eyes 7.
Yeah, that's right.
So
what happened to that band?
Well, they did 2 albums?
Yeah, and then they were gone.
Yeah, well, they were trying to survive in an era where, albums just don't sell.
Yeah, that is true.
So they tried, but they just couldn't do it.
And plus, didn't their label head die?
Yeah, I think so.
Wasn't that a Kivil, or not Kivil, Bill Shavis.
Was it on Shavis Records?
I thought before that. It was the one that he had before that, whatever that was called.
Yeah,
high volume music.
High volume music, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was on High Volume Music.
Yep. Yeah, then it became Shavis Records.
Or I think maybe it went the other way. It was Shavis Records, then it became High Volume. No?
You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it came out on Shavis.
Yeah.
One way or the other, he ain't around to put out another one.
Nope. So
unfortunately.
Well, I was always a fan of Kick-Ass. They were a band that they were just one of those B or even C level bands of the 80s that we talked about it here on the show on numerous occasions where the Canadian bands just couldn't seem to break through.
Right.
Even though they were just literally a stone's throw across the border.
Yeah.
For some reason, they just couldn't break into the U.S. market. They had some minor success and then nothing.
Do you think, and I have nothing to back this up, so just tell me this is plain stupid if it is, but do you think that part of the reason with Kick-Ass didn't have any love at all is the same reason Neeley and Chris didn't have any love at all because nobody knew who was who? Because I'll be honest, until I got to know the guys in Neeley and Chris,
right,
I had no idea which one was which.
Right.
None.
Well, I mean, obviously the Axe name was sort of like the throw off for you because they didn't have any standout hits or they didn't have, again, this all goes back to the importance of MTV because all out in the MTV era. And if they didn't have any standout players or standout songs or whatever, there was Axe.
There's Axe. I couldn't pick out an Axe tune if you played one for me.
There was like Axe. There was axes being thrown everywhere.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just always wondered if, and again, I think a lot of that was when I was out of the country.
Yeah.
So I really don't remember, like, all I had in those, was that in the late 80s, early 90s-ish?
Well, when it comes to Neeley and Chris, that was a project taken on by Robin Crosby of Rat.
Mm-hmm.
He was producing them.
Yeah.
And they were out of, I believe, Louisiana. I believe they were out of New Orleans area. And then, Kick-Ass was out of Canada.
Right.
And then I got to be honest with you, I know who Axe is. I just don't know what their origins are.
Play this song because Demon swears I should know this song.
Yeah,
Rock and Roll Party in the Street.
That was their boss hitbound single.
Trying to think of, I can't even picture it.
All right, I do have it. Where is it? Axe. But here it is. Axe. Rock and Roll Party. Yeah, it's called Rock and Roll Party. That's all it's called. All right, here we go.
This ain't gonna last forever. Let's take advantage while we still can. I'm sure that you'll find the days couldn't get any longer. Day after day is getting old fast. Let's have a knockdown, drag out a rock and roll party in the street.
I don't know this.
Really?
Get all the boys together, have them tell
I hear the chorus.
that they need. Friday night at midnight, we're all gonna get what we need. A knockdown, drag out a rock and roll party in the street. You know.
Yeah, I don't know that song at all.
Really? Okay.
What year's that? Do you know?
This was like 84, maybe?
Oh, 84.
Yeah.
Just didn't come to my town, apparently.
That was their Boss Hitbound single.
Was it popular?
Yeah, it was. I mean, that was their hit.
Were you in Ohio at that point? I mean,
Yeah.
Was it popular here?
Yeah, it was popular.
That must have been when I was fagging out listening to WGCL and whatnot. Listen to the Romantics and Corey Hart instead of that.
Right.
Because that sounds pretty good. I'm not saying it's a bad song. I've never heard it.
You know, you're hearing the whole synthesizer and all that. So that was like in the early part of the 80s.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I do not know that song at all.
Yeah, but that's their big hit.
No, and I'm unaware of it completely. So that tells you all you need to know about me and Axe.
Yeah. I mean, I can't tell you that they had anything else other than that, to be honest with you.
Now, this being said, some asshole will pull up some...
Wait a minute. I'll take this back.
Okay.
79.
79? Oh, I was a kid then. I wasn't...
Yeah, 79.
Yeah, I didn't know that song. Yeah, no, I don't know Axe at all.
Yeah. So, yeah, they were real early. Let's see here. Let me see. Just trying to see if this was like a re-release or something. Oh, well, they're claiming that this re-release on Atco, Atco,
yeah,
82.
Ooh,
so
even then,
yeah.
they were competing with Joan Jett and the Human League at that point. And you know what I was listening to?
Yeah, pretty much.
I was listening to. She was working as a waitress at the cocktail bar when I met you. Didn't have time for Axe.
And
Don't you want me?
Also, Pat Benatar.
Pat Bennett, yeah, Crimes of Passion, I think was 82, right?
You know, and the thing is that, you know, I'm thinking back because, you know, I was a senior in high school in 82.
Right.
And Pat Benatar was the big name at that time. And surprisingly, how quickly she rose up through the ranks and was able to headline like Blossom Music Center.
Oh, yeah.
I mean that really was a fast ascension for an artist,
right?
But she came up out of nowhere, and she was like headlining Blossom in like 82.
Yeah, yeah. She came from out of nowhere, but really, I mean, she did have like 3 or 4 albums before that, though.
I know, but my point is she wasn't like a household name.
Yeah. No, not at all.
And then all of a sudden, she just, I think in 82, she exploded.
Well, that was Hit Me With Your Best Shot.
Yeah. Well, that's my point. But she came up and she was able to headline Blossom. You know, and I was just like, wow, Pat Benatar? Because, you know, again, I was just vaguely familiar with her. Even at that point, it was just like, wow. And she was selling big, surprisingly.
Yeah. She has a lot of good songs, though. I mean, even before that, I mean, obviously Hit Me With Your Best Shot was monstrous. But, I mean, some of the older stuff, even before that album, you know, Heartbreaker and Treat Me Right and stuff. I think Treat Me Right was on, or maybe that's on Crimes of Passion. I don't remember.
She did that John Mellencamp song that I Need a Lover.
She did that?
Yeah, she did.
On what album? On what album?
I'll tell you here in a second. because Mellencamp did that in like 76, I think, or something like that. And then she covered it.
I believe you. I just don't remember it. Yeah, I'm looking at Crimes of Passion. She had 4 big hits on this thing. Treat Me Right, You Better Run, Hit Me With Your Best Shot, and Hell Is for Children.
She did it in the Heat of the Night in 1979.
In the Heat of the Night, good album too. I'm a big Pat Benatar fan. I like Pat.
Sure you are, but what's surprising me, for me personally, because I'm just trying to reminisce and think back about that time, I wasn't aware of Pat Benatar until like 81.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know this.
I need a lover that won't drive me mad. I need a lover that won't drive me crazy. I need a lover that won't drive me crazy. Someone to thrill me and then go away. I need a lover that won't drive me crazy. Someone doesn't be no good. They hit the highway.
So there you are.
Well, I agree with this. Pat should have been in the Hall of Fame before Dolly. Fucking right.
And then you have this. This is the Laser Wolf stuff.
Jesus. This is a long intro.
It goes on and on.
On and on it goes. It's amazing this was a hit. Come on, get to it.
It's a long one.
Oh, now we're going to go back to another instrumental. Jesus.
Might as well be elevator music.
No shit. Holy smokes. And again.
All right. That intro was 2 minutes and 32 seconds.
And it is amazing. You know what's amazing about that? A couple things, really. Number one, that song was a hit.
It was a hit.
Even with that ridiculous intro.
2 minutes and 32 seconds.
But the other thing that's amazing, this is before he was anything.
Yeah. Well, this was his first bona fide hit.
Yeah. I can't believe some record company guy didn't say, "Dude, knock it off. Just get to it."
The Pat Benatar version, pretty much cut all that out
and cut all that shit out
directly into it. But this was a hit in England, before it was really a hit here in the U.S.
Right.
And when Pat Benatar's version hit the U.S. airwaves, it revived the Mellencamp song.
Right. Yeah.
But that's a long intro.
I love that too. I know Jackal's in here, of course, hating it, but whatever.
Of course.
He fucking hates everything.
He hates everything. But he's like Monkey. He hates everything.
That's right. I like that better than the hits that like what followed the big years of Mellencamp.
Sure.
And I was thinking about that. Are there other bands that you could think of that had like one hit, one or two hits, or one or two albums even before they hit, but you liked their
early work,
the pre-fame stuff? Because I can think of two bands right off the top of my head.
All right.
One of them, Huey Lewis and the News.
All right.
Picture This is better than any other record they had in my book.
But that again, that did launch them into public interest.
It did, but then sports took it. And
it was just massive. In fact, it's interesting. I watched, I think it was last night or the night before, maybe. I watched the Behind the Music reboot.
Yeah.
Have you seen those on Paramount?
No.
They've taken some of the Behind the Musics from like 2020.
Okay.
Which, obviously that was 2 decades ago. And then they reintroduced them with the artist, say Huey Lewis, comment on what he said or did 20 some years ago during the original Behind the Music.
Okay.
And, they kind of are watching the same episode that you're watching, but then they go, oh, shit, I remember that.
Right.
It's like, yeah, well, man, it's been a long time since I've seen that, but here's what I was thinking at that time.
Right. Okay.
And I don't know, since you brought up Huey Lewis, that's why I brought this top of mind.
Right.
Because Huey Lewis has suffered from hearing loss.
Yeah, he can't hear dick anymore, right?
For like forever. And he basically kind of recanted his whole experience with not being able to perform anymore because he experiences hearing loss.
Right.
And what he was going through at that time, that there were early signs even back then that he was having issues.
Right.
But he either A, ignored them, or B, they were not treated then. And it's like, man, I was struggling even then, but I thought, oh, well, this will pass.
Right.
This is just a temporary situation, or, I've got a schedule to keep, or I'm obligated to promoters, or I've got this tour booked, or whatever, and I should have stopped
and
addressed this issue then, but now I'm paying the price for that.
I believe it.
So these Behind the Music reboots, with again, looking back with the artist today, and they comment on something that they did 25 years ago almost, and say, yeah, that was a really interesting time because here's what I was doing then.
Sure. I'll have to see those.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's on Paramount, I believe.
Yeah. I did so much TV watching this week.
I know. So. I was the same way. It's just, I just happened to catch this the other day.
Sure.
And I was just like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Sure. Give me a little bit of Do You Believe in Love? And I know it's a super, super poppy hit, but I love that song better than anything he did after. Better than Jacob's Ladder or anything on sports or any of that.
Okay.
That's written by Mutt Lange, so of course it's good.
All right, here we go.
all over. Do you believe in love? Do you believe it's true? Do you believe in love? Oh, you're making me believe it too. Now the feeling.
That's a good song, man.
Well, one of my favorite tunes, since we're talking Huey Lewis now,
Sure.
is Walking on a Thin Line.
Oh, yeah. Walking on a thin line, straight out of time.
It's a very deep song.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of pain in this song.
Sure. Look at Jackal. What's with all the gay shit? We thought you needed to hear something, you faggot.
Yeah.
Shut up.
But Walking on a Thin Line is kind of like a painful song from a Vietnam veteran.
Sure.
That comes back from the war, obviously, and he can't assimilate to,
life.
He can't get back to the normal life.
Yeah, it's Rambo.
Yeah. And he's sort of like a man out of time. It's just sort of like, well, where do I fit in now?
Right.
And I thought that was a brilliant song. I'll play a little bit of it.
Right. Yeah, play some of that too.
It's a good one because Jackal hates it.
Yeah, if Jackal hates it, I'm all for it. Keep
Me
playing all
too.
these gay songs.
All right, here we go.
Sometimes in my bed at night, I curse the dark and I pray for the light. And sometimes the light's no consolation.
So that line alone is brilliant. It's like you're having a internal struggle, and it's like, what's going to relieve this problem for me? It's like I want the light, but then the light comes, and it's like, yeah, that didn't help either.
Yeah, give me something else.
I'm still having a problem here.
That's right.
So, sometimes late at night, I curse the darkness and I pray for the light, but sometimes the light is no consolation.
That's right.
Like I'm still lost here. People. But that's a kind of a brilliant line, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that comes from a place, and I can't relate to it. I can't say that I could write a line like that, but that's a great line.
Jim, did you just tune in this week for the first time? Are you fucking kidding me? We always go off on these tangents.
Yeah, it's still pop culture. It affects all of us, regardless if you experience it or not. But you got to stop being so closed.
Yeah, go listen to Made in Japan, fuckface. Fuck you. We're playing this shit.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Blinded by memory of freedom, what it might do to me. And the tears and the sweat only mock my desperation. Don't you know me? I'm the boy next door. The one you find so easy to ignore. Is that what I was fighting for? Walking on a thin line, straight off the front line. There go those freaks loose on the streets of the city.
So here's a guy who goes and quote unquote fights for his country. Then he comes back to his own neighborhood, and the girl next door, who was, kind of maybe a love interest of his.
Yeah.
She just sort of like blows him off, like, yeah, fuck you, you freak.
Oh, you fucking baby killer.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, what a horrible place to be in.
Yeah.
But somehow Huey made a song out of this.
Well, still a little Harry Chapin.
A little bit. I agree. But if you listen to the lyrics and try to put yourself in the place of the lyricist, it's kind of a horrific and sad place to be.
Sure.
It's like, listen, I was on the front lines. I was fighting for this country, or what I believed was the right thing to do. I come back to this country. I try to assimilate to my neighborhood, and the chick that I used to have a good rapport with, she just kind of blows me off like I'm some kind of fucking freak.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus Christ, what am I supposed to do?
Now I'm just a paint chip eating bummer.
Yeah, I'm just a I'm just a piece of shit now. I didn't put myself in this place. I was called to war. I did what I had to do, and I'm back, and now people treat me like I'm a piece of shit.
I find myself in the road going, nothing is over.
Yeah, and it's a sad, desperate song, and I listen to that, and I go, I've not experienced this in my life, but people have, obviously, and it's a great way. It's a fantastic point of view song, I guess.
Oh, well, you've dug into it way deeper than me. I never knew what it was about. I just sang along with it.
All right. But now that you know, when you listen to it again or hear it again, you'll go, holy shit, that's fucking sad.
Either that or I'll pull out the Rambo movie or Born on the 4th of July, one of the two. And I'll be like, yeah, let me watch this.
Did you really not know what this song was
about? I had no idea.
Really?
Dude, Huey Lewis to me is surface level. I don't know what any of those songs are about. Okay. I know what I Want a New Drug is about. That's about it.
Okay. What is that about to you?
What, I Want a New Drug? It's just I'm looking for a new way to fucking get amped up.
Okay. All right.
Right? Isn't it?
Well,
one that doesn't hurt. One that makes me want to go up her skirt or whatever he says. I don't know. Whatever he says.
All right. Well, there's a lot of more deeper meanings to these songs than this superficial bullshit that you think.
I don't listen to this. I never listened to this stuff. I was 15, man. I don't know what this stuff was about.
But you're 55 years old now.
Yeah, but I don't listen to Huey Lewis. It's not like
you brought this up.
Well, I did. I said I liked the picture of this record better than the big hits.
Okay, but
I didn't say it. I didn't say as I was studying the lyrical content of Huey Lewis.
But there is an artistic value to a lot of this. If you listen to the lyrics, you go, "Holy shit, that's pretty deep."
Dude, I listen to this stuff and I think back to that time, and at the exact same time was when I was becoming a fan of Motley Crue, the most non-depth music ever. I just didn't, and I've talked about it all the time, about all the different fucking weird faggy bands that I listened to when I was chasing chicks, whatever was popular. How deep is a Loverboy song?
Well, I agree with that, but this, for me, I'm just talking for me personally.
Yeah.
This is a very heart-wrenching song.
But you were two things. One, you just in general analyze things a whole lot more than I do.
I do. I agree.
That is the first thing. And second, when these songs were out, I was 14, 15 years old. You were like about 20.
Yeah, 19, 20.
So you would listen to them on a different plane with different life experience.
Yeah.
For me, I'd be listening to it going, man, I want to fuck Natalie. I wonder if she likes this song. I could play it at the party.
I get it. But now that you know, will you listen to this with different ears?
I probably will go back and listen to Huey's stuff just because like I said, I'm not even kidding. I really, really, truly don't know the meanings of any of his songs. Hip to Be Square. I mean, again, a song like Do You Believe in Love? That's not deep, right?
Yeah, that's just not deep, but that's why I picked this song, Walking on a Thin Line, because this one really was kind of dark.
Yeah.
It's dark and sad.
No, let me find where's sports, because I got to see if any of these, if I even know. I got to look at the list and know if I.
All right, well, let me.
Heart of Rock and Roll. I don't know. I guess it's just a superficial tune, right?
No, it's not a superficial tune.
See, I don't know. I just
see. The thing is here. This is very actually down home for you.
Okay.
The thing is that this song was actually written about the band of Cleveland. because Huey Lewis was out on tour, and the fan reaction to Huey Lewis in the news in Cleveland was very, very strong.
Okay.
And so they wrote this song that the heart of rock and roll is in Cleveland.
Right.
And they just basically said that the reaction that they had out on their tour, because the 4 album was not immediately a hit.
Well, this is Heart of Rock and Roll is one back sports.
Yeah. Well, what I mean is sports is what I mean is, but it was not an immediate hit.
Right.
But when they went out and started performing this and so on and so forth, Cleveland was one of the biggest reactionary cities that took to this song.
Okay.
Big time.
Sure.
And they were just like, well, we're going to pay homage to Cleveland and write the song, the heart of rock and roll.
Yeah, I'm seeing it now. I'm looking at the 30th anniversary. It's like all Cleveland stuff.
Exactly.
Finally Found a Home, live in Cleveland. Heart and Soul, live in Cleveland. Heart of Rock and Roll, live in Cleveland.
Right.
I did not know. I had no idea.
It was huge. It was huge impact when they wrote the song.
Let's see. Heart and Soul? That's not deep. Come on. Is it? 'Cause you're heart and soul. That's superficial tune, right? No?
A little bit.
Bad is Bad?
Well, that's another one where some chick cheated on him.
Well, that's what they all do, fucking horse. And then I Want a New Drug. That's a very surface tune. Come on. Nobody knows what that. Nobody digs deeper than I just need something to fucking juice me up.
Right.
I was walking on thin lines there. Finally Found a Home. I can't remember. If This Is It. That's a fucking breakup song, right?
That's a breakup song.
If this is it, please let me know.
Yeah.
You Crack Me Up. Have no idea what that is. And Honky Tonk Blues. That's a cover, so that doesn't count. Yeah, this is not the fucking height of. This is not a Springsteen album here.
No, I agree, but the only song that stood out for me, as far as like a heartfelt, kind of like a really deep song, is this Walking on a Thin Line.
Right.
So let's play a little more of this.
All right, go ahead.
Walking on a thin line, angry all the time. Take a look at my face, see what he's doing to me.
Say, I'm walking on the thin line. I'm angry all the time. Angry.
Right.
And
yeah, well, I can relate to that.
Look what this is doing to me.
Yeah.
It's like I'm carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders here.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't assimilate. I can't live a normal life. People won't accept me. I'm just, I'm looking for some kind of happiness or some kind of oasis in the storm, and I'm not getting it. People are rejecting me. I'm just like a man out of place.
Right.
And, I'm just trying to work and live a life, and people won't give me a chance.
Yeah.
Because a choice was made for me that I had no choice in. The government said, you got to go to do this war thing. And I didn't want to do it, but I had to. And now when I come back, everybody rejects me.
Yeah, now my woman's fucking somebody else, and people won't sell me groceries or give me a job or nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's a very deep song off that sports release.
I liked it better when it was a movie. Rambo.
Exactly. But here's the thing. Here's the genius of Huey.
Mm-hmm.
This song has a very up-tempo song to it, but the lyrics or the message there, it's I'm fucking suffering here.
Yeah, well, I never knew.
Yeah.
I was celebrating the suffering all the way. Walking on a thin line. Yeah. Next thing I want to hear is that I'm wearing my sunglasses at night while I'm walking on that thin line. Yeah.
Well, Corey Hart.
Yes. I hear that.
All right.
I'll never surrender.
Here's the bass line has the dark side of it.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's the bass line. It's like do do do.
Is that the Eddie and the Cruisers dark side?
Yeah, it's kind of dark. You know, the upside is the poppy side of the song,
right?
But the bass line kind of speaks the darkness,
the
of
menacing, menacing Huey Lewis.
But if you want to talk about the genius of the song, the lyrics basically tell the story. The bass line enforces the story, but the poppiness says, yeah, everything's okay, yeah, it's all cool, no problem, but deep down inside it's just like, yeah, I'm fucking suffering here, man.
Yeah,
that's pretty. If you analyze it in that context, it's like, holy shit, this guy's like ready to commit suicide.
Yeah.
Taught me how to shoot to kill, a specialist with a deadly skill, a skill I needed to have to be a survivor. So now, sunset, well, sometimes it don't work out that way, 'cause you're never the same when you've been under fire.
They taught me how to shoot to kill.
It's no wonder my mom probably thought I was fucking nuts. I'm running around all happy singing these dumb songs. She hears me singing these songs about fucking war crimes and shit.
But that's the whole thing. He was taught to be a killing machine.
Yeah.
And now I'm back in normal society, and how do I adjust?
Guess you go kill that bitch that's cheating on you to start.
Well, here's the whole thing: is you and I, as normal citizens, we got our WONE radio or whatever it is on the radio, and we're listening to Huey Lewis songs.
Yeah,
and we're just going, walking on the thin line.
That's me.
But down deep inside, it's like, yeah, they taught me how to be a killing machine, and you know, I'm fucking suffering here, and I'm about ready to commit suicide or blow my whole family up, and you're singing like a happy tune.
Yeah, well, yeah. Dude, if you look at the entirety of the music at that time.
Yes.
It was all super. I'm thinking in my head as we're talking about this. Everything that was popular was superficial shit. Journey, Foreigner, Loverboy, Corey Hart, Prince, Michael Jackson, all of it.
No lucky songs.
Every bit of it. The Corey Hart that we just mentioned, Aha, you know, all that stuff that was out at that exact time was all very either superficial or almost traditional breakup songs.
Yeah.
That's all it all was. And I mean, I don't think, are there other songs from 1984 that were like really deep and dark like this that were hits?
Well, again, there probably are, but we just didn't realize it.
Yeah.
You know, but this song, again, this one is stuck in my head for literally decades.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, this is a fucking dark song. And somehow this became a pop hit.
Is there a morbid meaning behind the flock of seagulls?
I can't tell you that. All right, let's listen to a little more Walking on a Thin Line.
All right.
Now, does this make you, you know, as a sober Chris Akin, you know, years behind you, look at this and go, wow, is this your Harry Chapin moment?
It is. It's another Harry Chapin moment.
It's like, holy shit, there's a lot to this song.
Now I got to hear the rest of his songs to see if he had anything else that was deep or if it was all just goofy except for the one song.
All right.
Don't you know me? I'm the boy next door. The one you find so easy to ignore. Exactly what I was fighting for. Walking on a thin line, straight off the front line, level as freaks, loose on the streets of the city.
Labeled as freaks.
Yeah, well, hey.
fucking freak, that baby killer, as you said earlier.
Yeah, fucking.
You know, it's like, no, I'm the same guy that grew up next to you. We went to school together. Yeah, you're a fucking freak. Get away from me.
Well, you must have been hella fun on a date in 84. You get in a car, your girls listen to this, you'd be like, this is about murder.
But it's you got to be aware, though.
No, you don't. I got through 54 years not being aware.
I've always been aware.
I know you have. I got till today of never suspected that Huey Lewis was anything more than surface level bubblegum pop. I got 54 years of never knowing.
All right.
Walking on a thin line, angry all the time. Take a look at my face, see what it's done to me. Don't you know me? I'm the boy next door, the one you find so easy to ignore. Is that what I was fighting for? No. Walking on a thin line, straight off the front line, labeled as freaks, loose on the streets of the city. Walking on a thin line, angry all the time. Take a look at my face, see what it's doing to me. Walking on a thin line.
All right, so it just goes out to that, but you think about that though, the messaging there is, I went to the war. I went to Vietnam. I was like a trained killer. They let me loose. I'm come back to the, neighborhood, and, I get no accolades. I get no recognition for my accomplishments. I fought for this country, and so on and so forth. And you still just ignore me like I'm just like some piece of shit.
No.
Like I get nothing for this.
Next thing I know, you're going to tell me that working for the weekend is about Auschwitz. I mean, that's where we're going at this point, right?
So fucking funny, man. But again, the art of music is it expresses some kind of meaning, or there's power in the words and whatever. And for me personally, I heard that song years ago, obviously,
right,
and it was just like, wow, that's a dark song.
Well, I know it now. Thanks a lot, Neeley. You ruined it for me. Demon.
Lover Schwitz.
All right, I've been known to have a funny line here and there. Thank you. Yeah, no, I had no idea. I'm sure if I dug deeper into all these things, I'll find out that, I don't know, get a haircut or get a new job is about suicide prevention or something. I'm sure if I really look, but Jesus. Good Lord, dude.
Oh, good. Our fans are crazy.
Yeah, they are.
Wow.
Well, anyway, so going back to where this conversation started.
Yes.
Bands that had records that were better than their popular ones.
Right.
I'm going to go back.
their early work.
Their early work was better than their popular work.
Yeah.
Somebody put it 1,000,000 miles ago into the chat, so I'm not going to go back and find it, nor am I going to give that person credit other than if it was you can post in here that it was you.
All right.
The other band, and I concur with this fully, Bon Jovi.
Okay.
The first 2 Bon Jovi records, miles ahead of anything that they did after.
The original Bon Jovi self-titled and 38,000 degrees?
7,800.
All right.
7,800 Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Miles ahead of Slippery When Wet or New Jersey or whatever else came after that. All the bullshit records after that. But
all right. So when they became popular.
Yeah. And even the first album, people don't even realize that the first Bon Jovi album had a lot of pretty good guitar work on it. Back when Richie was still a rock guitar player.
Well, he was a hired gun.
Yeah, when he was and like even the names on the album were like David Rauschbaum and stuff. It wasn't like their stage names that they became, but yeah, I'm trying to think of what was that. Like they had a cool ballad on the first one called "Love Lies,"
okay,
and then they had that song "Get Ready" that just fucking rips guitar wise for that time period. And "Shot Through the Heart." You know that song, "Shot Through the Heart." It's all play a little of that.
All right,
that's a cool song. And I know I'm going to hear more from Jack. Fag music.
But it was really early stuff.
I see. Bon Jovi never had a good album. See.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Let's see here. Let me pull this up real quick. So I remember because I was working in the record store when the original Bon Jovi record came out. It was just called Bon Jovi.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then 7,800 Fahrenheit came out. Mm-hmm. And then what was it, 86 or 85 came the Slippery
86 was Slippery When Wet. Yeah,
of course. So 2 albums preceded that.
Yeah.
And I remember that the big hit was Runaway.
Or She Don't Know Me was another one too.
Runaway.
Yeah. She Don't Know Me was a pretty big hit too, wasn't it? She Don't Know Me.
Right. Let's see here. Bon Jovi. The hell is it? Here we go. So what are we looking for?
Let's start with, I'm going to go one up. The song after Runaway, Roulette. It's just a crunchy riff. It's pretty crunchy for that time period. I mean, it's not Metallica, but it's for that time, that was a pretty good tune.
All right, here we go. Here's Roulette.
All right.
One of the most common denominators of songs from this era.
Mm-hmm.
Lot of reverb.
Oh yeah, tons.
Lot of reverb. The soupy mix.
Sure.
All right.
See, listen to Richie playing. Richie's like playing guitar. It's not soft like he became.
Well, what's also funny is because of the reverb mix with the vocals.
Yeah.
You wouldn't recognize that as John Bon Jovi, even in Slippery When Wet.
No, not at all. Sounds totally different.
It could be anybody at that point. There's nothing distinguishable about the vocals at all.
Well, he was always the weak point of the band. I mean, he was definitely a songwriter, so he was good on that. But performance-wise, John was always shit. He's an average singer at best.
Average.
Yeah. All right, now give me Shot Through the Heart. That's another. I thought that was a really good song.
Okay. Let's see here. All right, here we go.
Shot through the heart, it's all part of the game that we call love. Would you be content to see me crying after these little games you put me through? After all I've done for you, you're lying. It'd be nice to tell the truth. Then somebody somewhere say you're gonna take a fall. I gave you everything, now here's the curtain call. And I'm shot through the heart as I lay there alone in the dark. Through the heart, it's all part of the game that we call love.
See, that's solid, right? That's not bad.
Well, this sounds like something that should be on the Flashdance track.
You can hear Aldo Nova's influence all over, because Aldo worked with them on this thing.
Well, you definitely can hear the Little Runaway.
Oh yeah,
influence there. I mean, this song almost sounds like She's a Little Runaway.
Well, same writing session, probably.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, I mean, there's that, and then of course the next record, the 7800 record, Tokyo Road, is the jam. That is a fucking great song. I don't care what anybody says. You could call me a faggot all you want.
That was the MTV hit, man.
Tokyo Road, the guitar play. There's a DVD live from Tokyo that was out, or back then it was, what were those things called? Picture disc or laser picture? Remember those? Looked like a big album, but it was silver.
It was a laser disc.
Yeah. I had that. I had one of those stupid things with one laser. The Bon Jovi one.
Right.
And it fucking rocked. I mean, Richie just come out. He does this guitar solo leading into Tokyo Road, and it just blazes. I was like, damn, this guy should be fucking considered one of the greats. And then, of course, then we got Slippery When Wet.
Yeah, he should be George Lynch.
He was early. He could have been if he would have stayed with it, but instead he softened it up and became Wanted.
Well, he became commercial.
Yeah, of course. They took all the edge off him.
Well, whatever the producer said, well, you're going to be big hit if you do this.
Mm-hmm. And they were right.
All right,
they were right.
This sounds like cultural appropriation to me.
I'm thinking this song is about the atom bomb.
Oh, this is racist.
It is.
I can't play this anymore.
It's just an order for Chinese food at a restaurant. Take some sakura.
She wearing the kabuki face?
like it.
Well, I'm gonna try to pinpoint what it is that you like about this. It's just the raw energy.
Yeah.
It's not slick. It's not produced. It's just kind of raw energy. It's just sort of like, this is what we know. This is what we do at this point. And it's not, it's not geared or slickly produced to be, elicit a certain outcome. It's just like, we're just going in and we're just banging it out. And,
right.
And I get that. It's the energy.
You hated this, or you never even listened to this in the day.
No problem with this. I mean, I heard this a lot when I worked in the record store. So, I was aware of Bon Jovi before Slippery When Wet came out, because, people were coming in looking for Runaway. They were just like, who's that band that does that Runaway song,
Right.
And, the whole Bon Jovi thing, it's like, oh, she's a little runaway.
Exactly.
So, but obviously when Slippery When Wet came out, everybody was on the bandwagon. It's like, oh, man, Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
Get down with that, man.
And these songs got forgotten.
Yeah, of course.
None of these. I'll bet you he hasn't played one song off of. I'll bet he's only played Runaway off of either of these two albums in the last 30 years.
Sure.
No chance he's playing Tokyo Road or Silent Night or In and Out of Love or any of those songs. There's just no way. But there's a lot of good songs on this one, too. Always Run to You was good. King of the Mountain was good. To the Fire was good. To the Fire. Shut up, Jackal.
Let him get under your skin, don't you?
I'm not letting him get under my skin. He's fucking with me, and I'm fucking right back.
All right.
I know what he's doing. He ain't that smart. But yeah, those are probably my two big ones that I like a million times better than when they were popular. You got any?
You like the early stuff?
Yeah. Do you got any that like?
Oh,
you
yeah.
Like?
Well, obviously, my favorite, which I've talked about a million times in the show, is Chicago.
Sure.
The early Chicago has always been my favorite. Before they had a rebirth in the 80s when David Foster got a hold of them.
Right.
But, the early stuff, and I talked about it earlier in the show tonight, that I was listening to live at Carnegie Hall in 1971.
Yeah.
With Terry Kath on the guitar and the original lineup.
Sure.
And obviously when they hit the 80s and the MTV era and the David Foster era, they tailored their sound to be more hit oriented, and they were very successful. Their biggest selling album, even through the 70s, which had up most of their biggest hits, or a lot of their bigger hits, radio hits, was Chicago 17.
Oh yeah.
That thing sold like 10 million copies.
That's what, Stay the Night?
Yeah, Stay the Night and all that stuff. It was pop, radio friendly pop songs.
I remember hating that video for Stay the Night.
Well,
did they play that to death?
They did. But again, that again shows the power of video and MTV.
Yeah. Peter Cetera with those big stupid white choppers. Always smiling in the video, looking like a fucking idiot.
Right.
Oh, I hated that video.
But the 70s Chicago is my favorite. It's, the 60s, late 60s, early 70s, but when the 80s hit and they became mainstream, even though they had a million hits on the radio prior to that, MTV blew them up into big pop stars, even though these guys were pushing 40 years old at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But these guys were pushing 40.
Sure.
When MTV made them pop stars.
Same with Asia.
Yeah.
All them guys were in their 40s, weren't they?
Yeah, they were.
And Yes. Remember how Yes was like a hippie band, and all of a sudden they were a pop band with Owner of the Lonely Heart.
Yeah.
And they were old men at that point, too.
Yeah. So even Y&T.
Oh, yeah.
Y&T started in 74, but they didn't really hit until like
85 with
85 or something.
Stupid Summertime Girls, the worst song they ever recorded.
Right.
I hate that song.
But the point is they were around 10, 12 years before. I mean, Chicago started in 68.
Yeah.
And they didn't hit big on until, they had huge hits through the 70s. But Stay the Night, or not Stay the Night, but Hard Habit to Break was big on MTV in 82.
Yeah.
So they were around 14 years prior to MTV.
Was 16 not huge with
It was huge.
Love Me Tomorrow? And
yes. Hard Habit to Break.
Yeah. What's the one that has like the real long end to it?
And that's Get Away, Hard Habit to Break.
Okay. Yeah. I like them at 16. I just remember going from 16 to 17 was like,
yeah, that 17 was a major pop record with a lot of synthesizers and MTV videos and so on and so forth. But MTV served them well. Anthony is correct.
He is correct.
Hard to say I'm sorry, but MTV served them well as far as like, what do you want to call commercial sales?
Yeah.
They did really well with 16, 17, 18, 19, Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The David Foster years. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely, again, you can't argue the success. I mean, we're definitely wrong as far as was it good or not. We're definitely wrong. But I mean, I'm definitely wrong because I think all that era of Chicago blows. I like the early, Color My World or 25 or 6 to 4.
6 to 4 or Old Days or whatever it is.
All
but
they
had a lot of hits on the radio prior to MTV.
Oh yeah, sure.
But MTV helped blow them really up to mainstream, but they tailored their sound to appeal to really mass audiences,
Yeah. Dude, another one that did the same thing? Fucking Lionel Richie.
Yeah.
Lionel Richie, when he was doing Brick House and stuff, that stuff was popular and was fun.
Yeah,
but man,
Commodores.
They dumbed him down to doing Stuck on You and All Night Long and stuff, and man, he was mega.
Yeah, but it was just mindless pop music.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what it must have been about the invasion of the Falklands or something. Stuck on You.
But it is true that classic rock or rock radio or whatever you want to call it at that time, because it wasn't considered classic rock, it was just rock radio. They were playing those hits, but until MTV came along and really blew it up to the what do you want to call the public perception. Yeah.
This is a lie, Ben. Just stop it. Dancing on the Ceiling was shit. That's a terrible song.
It's not a great song. I mean, probably one of my favorite songs that Lionel Richie participated in, obviously with the Commodores, was I know this is kind of a laid back, easygoing song. What is that?
Easy?
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy like Sunday morning.
Yeah.
But you didn't know them by name. You just knew them as the Commodores. But obviously Lionel Richie broke out as a solo artist. And the same thing with Michael Jackson. I mean, he was part of the Jackson 5.
Yeah.
But he hit with Off the Wall, and then obviously the huge hit was his Thriller release.
Sure. Little known fact about Easy, but that was actually written about Stalin and his reign.
Was it? No. Was it about Hitler and killing the Jews?
Exactly.
Was that what?
Because it's easy.
Yeah. Did I miss that?
You missed it somehow.
Are you informing me of something I wasn't aware of?
I'm trying to keep you up to date with that stuff. The dark side of all these songs.
The dark side of the moon.
That's right.
Nice. All right, well, let's take a break. Let's come back. Let's wrap up the show.
All right, sounds good.
What do you want to hear?
Easy by Faith No More.
Okay.
They did a cover of it. It's good.
Did they?
Yep.
Dude, what's this song really about?
Mao saying tongue. Mao! Remember that in The Deer Hunter? I got to watch that movie again.
What, The Deer Hunter?
Yeah.
That's a long movie.
That is long. Dude, I'm not afraid of a long movie.
Takes place in the hills of Pennsylvania, man.
I just like how they keep slapping him. Mao! Mao! Psh, Mao! Psh. And he shoots himself in the head.
That's Christopher Walken, man.
Love that movie. So good.
Yeah, it's a long movie, though.
Yeah. You know what I don't love? And we'll get to the song here in a second, but do you like Apocalypse Now?
It's in that same vein as what do you want? What's the one with the with Pyle?
God damn it! I just watched it too. Not Heartbreak Ridge, but what is that movie? God damn it! Why can't I think of it? Not what is that movie? Pyle, army movie. What's it gonna give me? Gomer Pyle, Full Metal Jacket.
Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah,
it's right up there with that.
You really think so? See,
it's in that same vein. It's all these war movies.
I love war movies. I do not like Apocalypse Now.
All right.
It just, I don't know. I think the whole character that Brando plays is just too far-fetched for me or something. It's just too fucking stupid.
All right.
But, yeah, I mean, I've tried several times. I even own the Redo or whatever, Redo, whatever we call that. I own it. I don't know. I must have got it at a garage sale or some shit, but I don't dig it.
It tainted the movie.
Yeah, that's it.
It was in somebody's garage. It's all moldy. It just kind of like ruined it for me.
Yeah. Little known fact, though, Lionel Richie sings all the songs in the soundtrack.
Okay.
Just thought I'd tell you that.
All right. Fair enough. All right. Well, Lionel Richie sings this song. It's easy, but Faith No More does a cover of it.
That's right.
Or a tribute. Is it a cover or a tribute?
It's a cub trute.
It's a cub trute.
There you go.
All right. Well, we're going to play a few songs. We'll come back, wrap up the show. So here it is. It's Faith No More with doing the Commodores classic featuring Lionel Richie with Easy exclusively here
on your classic metal show.